Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our RockyMounts GuideRail 2-bike platform rack here on our 2022 Toyota Tundra. So the RockyMounts GuideRail is an awesome bike rack with its super easy to use front and rear wheel mount design. That way, if you are more concerned about just getting to the trails as fast as you can and not spending as much effort on a bunch of different straps and different levers, this is going to be the bike rack for you. It also has an impressive 60-pound weight capacity, which makes it stand out from other bike racks with a similar front rear wheel mount design. We'll talk about those features, but we are going to focus on our truck here today. That way you can see how it works with a truck, if we have much clearances, things like that, and then get the best fit for you, your different types of bikes, and your vehicle. The first feature we'll take a look at is the tilt-away feature. We have this very easy-use lever underneath the bike rack, and once you pull it, this basically glides down to a tilt. Definitely an upgrade compared to the RockyMounts monorail lever design. Why would you tilt your bike rack away? Well, if you want to lower your tailgate. I am very impressed by how we are able to completely lower the tailgate and there's zero contact with the bike rack at all. That way you can grab things out of your truck bed, hang out inside your truck bed, and still keep your bikes and your bike rack on your truck. To bring this up, we're just going to bring up the bike rack, and this does have a 60-pound weight capacity per bike. Definitely something to keep in mind when you're tilting it away and lifting it right back up. You are going to have to lift the weight of those bikes. With how this is hinged though, it's not as heavy as some of the other bike racks when doing that, which is awesome. Now let's talk about the way our bike is mounted to this rack. This has front and rear wheel mounts. You can see how this is holding on to your bike's tires. This also allows you to slide your bikes back and forth just to get the best fit. With it having that 60-pound weight capacity, that's awesome because then you don't have to do a lot of lifting to get everything up into place. When you want to take the bike off, you do have these levers right here. So we currently have them in the closed position. We're going to flip our levers open. 1, go to the other side, 2, and from here we just push out on those mounts. You're going to have this easy to use handle at the end, and now we can grab our bike and hit the trails. So we have that tray design here with your different widths or grooves on the inside for those different tire sizes. So whether you have your thin road bike tires or your wider tires, the maximum you can carry with this rack is going to be up to 3-inch wide tires. Now, when you are ready to load this up, I do recommend pushing those levers back into the closed position. And now you can hear them ratchet, and then they are securing the tires with it in the closed position. We're going to go all the way down so it's nice and neat. Now this is on the compact side for a 2-bike platform rack, which means it doesn't take up too much space. Let's take some measurements to see exactly how much. I'm going to measure from our bumper here to the end of the rack, and that sits at 32 inches. So when you're backing into your garage, you're trying to park into a tight spot, that's the measurement to keep in mind. You already have a bigger truck, so don't forget you now have 2 bikes and a rack behind you as well. We do have a staggered design here, which means that you're going to be lifting your bikes higher up off the ground to get them onto the rack. Measuring for our first tray, that's 29.5 inches. Our second tray is 32 inches. Oh, let's say 33 inches. Compare that to where our hitch is on our Tundra, and that is 17.75 inches off the ground. So you definitely have more ground clearance here. For other cars, that's important for those steep inclines, like those driveways or those hills. With it folded up like this and without the bike on there, unfortunately, you cannot completely lower your tailgate before it makes contact with the rack. So you are gonna have to tilt your bike rack away if you want access to your truck bed. Now, what if you're not planning on going out for a bike ride just yet, but you also don't want to take your bike rack off? It's not super heavy compared to some of the other bike racks, but it is definitely bulky for something to take off and on all the time. So you pull the lever you pulled earlier to tilt away, but this time lift up on the rack, and then You can hear it snap into place into the upright or portable position. With it folded up like this, we definitely have a good amount of clearance between our truck and our rack. So that's going to be about 4 inches of space there. The length now added to the back of the truck is from the bumper to the end of the rack, 15 inches. So a pretty big difference compared to when this was folded down. I'd have it in this position if I'm just driving around town. I don't want it to take up too much extra space. The downside to this position though is you do lose access to lowering your tailgate. With it folded up like this, you cannot lower your tailgates, but everything else is visible. Your taillights are visible, your backup camera is visible too, so you don't cover any of that, and obviously your rear window is visible too. If you do want to get access to your tailgate, just go ahead, pull that lever and bring the whole rack down, then bring it all the way back down again. As you saw, that took about 5 seconds, so definitely doable. You do have an anti-rattle bolt and a lock. Now that lock I did not attach right now. It is key to the cable lock that you can find at the end of the bike rack. That way you only need to use one key to access the whole system. But with this bolt tightened down, you can see how it fits through. It creates an anti-rattle effect. I use a 3/4 inch socket wrench, easier than the wrench that they have included with this kit to tighten this down. Let's do a quick shake test. You can see here, even as I shake the bike rack itself, the truck is moving with it too. Let's try some up and down movement as well. Very sturdy rack, especially with that tightened down. So my personal thoughts about the RockyMounts GuideRail is I really like how you're able to lower our tailgate with the rack tilted away. That is a feature that not every bike rack has. Even if they tilt away, sometimes there's still a little bit of contact and you lose access to that truck bed. So definitely a feature worth looking at. Now, I would prefer there to be a ramp included with this rack. If you want a ramp included, check out the Yakima on-ramp or the Hollywood Racks Destination E. Those have even more weight capacity, so if you have heavier bikes, more than 60 pounds, those are definitely something worth looking at. But other than that, this checks off all those boxes. Very easy to use mounting system, super fast, super easy. The tilt away was awesome. I like it, especially when paired with our truck. And that was a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail 2-bike platform rack here on our 2022 Toyota Tundra.